Happy New Month to all our loved viewers, and we are wishing you the best of a bigger month. And we pray that the month becomes blissful and fruitful to you. You're welcome to the evening news bulletin at 6 p.m. right here on Adoa TV. We are streaming live on Facebook, Adoa TV Ghana, YouTube, Adoa TV GH. Tonight, these are our top stories. Today, the Greater Accra Regional Minister, Honorable Henry Korte, as promised, has commenced the Operation Clean Your Frontage initiative, and as usual, the operation has come under intense attack by affected persons. We'll bring you details of that. And also, Majority Leader Honorable Seche Mensah says, as the heat for the passage of the now controversial e-levy brews, as majority, they will stand with the Republic if the minority chooses to stand with the public. And in some business news, the central bank, the Bank of Ghana, has revealed that the country recorded a profit of 7.4 billion Ghana cedis profit before tax in 2021 alone as compared to 2020. And now finally in sports, the Ghana hockey team has rejected their per diem of $28 as according to them, the association agreed on $100 before the hockey AFCON. Anastasia Baddoo, I will bring you details of these stories and some more as you're watching now to a principal story for the night. Minority Leader Aruna Idrisu today raised a concern on the floor of Parliament, imploring the Speaker to charge the leader of the government to provide clarity and certainty to the presentation of the e-levy bill, which he describes as an important matter of public interest for purposes of the Ghanaian economy and fiscal consolidation. He says efforts to introduce the e-levy last Friday for the second reading of the e-levy for debate on the principles of the e-levy has borne no result. Affirming the stance of the minority in Parliament, the minority leader says there can be no surprises on this important matter and called on the leader of government business to indicate when the e-levy bill will be represented to Parliament and in what form it will be presented.
Speaker, before you go further to the order of business, may I invoke Standing Order 53, Standing Order 53, but in particular Standing Order 160, 160. Mr. Speaker, I'm raising this issue so that the leader of government business will provide clarity and certainty to an important matter of public interest and for purposes of the Ghanaian economy and fiscal consolidation. Mr. Speaker, Order 1602 provides, maybe I should just read one. There shall be a business committee consisting of members, that's not my interest, but Hansard to look at it. It shall be the function of the committee subject to Order 53, order of business, to determine the business of each sitting and the order in which it shall be taken. Mr. Speaker, last Friday there was effort to introduce the e-levy, and for the second reading of the e-levy to debate the principles of the e-levy. Mr. Speaker, we need to know, earlier on when we adopted the business statement for the previous week, the e-levy we were told would have been introduced tomorrow. Now we get it introduced on Friday. And then today, as I watch the order of business pursuant to Standing Order 53, I do not see anything relating to the e-levy. Mr. Speaker, on this important matter, there can be no surprises. So we want the leader of government business to lead us through. When will it be, if it's to be reintroduced, a new bill, or Article 106, the bill is gazetted for us to know, or we are continuing wanting under Article 106 to suspend our standing order to take it as a matter of urgency. Mr. Speaker, members need to know, because on this matter, as we have publicly said, we want to stand with the public in our position and rejection of the bill. We don't want to be taken by surprises. So let the leader of government business indicate to us when the bill will come to Parliament and in what form we should anticipate or expect it. We cannot continue with this uncertainty Friday, Tuesday, tomorrow, Wednesday. When will we subject the e-levy to a thorough debate of its principles and walk through it through consideration to third reading, standing for its rejection? We are decided. So, Mr. Speaker, I thought that I should raise this matter so that the chairman of the business committee will do what is appropriate within our standing orders, carrying us along as required of us under Order 160 of our standing orders and Article 106. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The Majority Leader, Honorable Anastasia Baddoo, in response to the charge by Minority Leader about the presentation of the e-levy, admitted that business statements for last week had no indication for the e-levy bill to be taken. He, however, indicated that a caucus between the leaders concluded that the bill would have been presented last week Friday. Having not made such progress after the presentation of the e-levy in Parliament, the leader of Parliament's Business Committee says the leaders will agree on a common date together. Just like the minority leaders' affirmation of their stance on the levy, Honorable Anastasia Baddoo added, if the minority stands with the public, the majority will stand with the Republic.
As the House may recollect, when I came to present the business statement for this week, indeed for last week, there was no indication that the e-levy bill was going to be taken. That is true. But, Mr. Speaker, subsequent to that, there was some engagement between the two caucuses, that's the leadership of the caucuses, and it was determined that the e-levy bill would be introduced in the House last week, Friday. The Speaker, at the Speaker's conclave, we further had this discussion. So it was not a matter of surprise. The Speaker, when I came to presenting the business statement for this week, I said, if we're able to conclude the discussions on the way forward for the e-levy, it will be introduced in the House on Friday. If we couldn't finish, then it will come this week. Now, the course of the discussion facilitated the introduction in the House on Friday. And the Speaker, as you all witnessed, we couldn't make much progress, which is why I said to us that if we couldn't, then it will come to this week. So, Speaker, even before walking in here, the minority leader, who is the ranking member of the Business Committee, asked about the status, and I told him that we will come to some determination, even though it's been advertised for tomorrow. So you look at the supplementary water paper today. The Speaker, you will see the provisional order paper. You will see it advertised for tomorrow. But even that, I told him that we need to confer on that, because to all intents and purposes, we may not be able to do it tomorrow. So he asked whether that was an assurance, and I said to him that that is double assurance, that certainly it will not come off tomorrow, but we'll determine when, together. I have given you that assurance. So it's not as if anybody wants to spring any surprise. It will have to be decided on, and I will signal him, and then we agree on a common date. The Speaker, the minority leader is adding that they have taken a position that they want to stand with the public to reject the e-levy. And he says that with all emphasis. The Speaker, we on this side want to stand with the Republic to ensure the revitalization of the economy. We want to stand with the Republic to ensure the revitalization of the economy. If people want to see the collapse of the economy, so be it for them. We want to stand with the Republic. Speaker, thank you very much.
Away from Parliament to the Ashanti region, members of the Confanoche Doctors Association have deferred their intended strike scheduled for today, Tuesday, 1st February 2022 to Friday, 4th February 2022. This decision was arrived at after engagement with the management of Confanoche Teaching Hospital on Monday, 31st January 2022 on the non-payment of car maintenance allowance and 13th month allowance for doctors in the Confanoche Teaching Hospital. We want to assure all and sundry, especially our cherished members, that CADA remains resolute and committed to its mandate course.
Members of the Confanoche Doctors Association (CADA) served a notice to embark on strike if management fails to pay the 13th month salary and car maintenance allowance as agreed on 25th March 2021. According to a statement, management of Confanoche Teaching Hospital (CATH) has failed to honor the agreed condition of service, hence the reason to strike beginning Tuesday, February 1. The group resorted to the action during their extraordinary meeting on January 14, 2022. The statement was signed by Dr. Kweku Nyame, Vice Chairman of CADA. However, members of the Confanoche Doctors Association have deferred their intended strike scheduled for today, Tuesday, 1 February 2022 to Friday, February 4, 2022. This decision was arrived at after engagement with the management of Confanoche Teaching Hospital on Monday, 31st January 2022 on the non-payment of car maintenance allowance and 13th month allowance for doctors in CAF. The decision was being taken after a show of some commitment by hospital management and the Ministry of Health to end the long-standing stalemate in the fulfillment of assigned conditions of service in 2019, the doctors said in a statement. The doctors expressed hope that by the end of working hours on Thursday, 3rd February 2021, there will be a clear, concise payment scheduled for their car maintenance allowance and 13th month allowance, or they will lay down their tools. We want to assure all and sundry, especially our cherished members, that CADA remains resolute and committed to its mandate course, the statement read.
To the most popular operation, the Greater Accra Regional Minister Henry Korte has commissioned thousands of young people made up of officials from various local assemblies and security officers to enforce bylaws on sanitation and maintain discipline in the region. At a short ceremony held at Independence Square, he tasked, the team to work diligently towards a cleaner and more organized region. Operation Clean Your Frontage is in response to concerns about filth engulfing most parts of Accra.
Greater Accra Regional Minister Henry Korte, while addressing the press at Independence Square, said the exercise is not meant to deprive petty traders and street hawkers of their livelihoods, but to ensure their safety. He said the exercise seeks to nip in the bud the growing indiscipline in Accra. It is not to deprive those who help us in the informal sector of their livelihoods. This exercise is rather going to ensure their security and well-being. Lawlessness and indiscipline is beginning to take over the region, and we want all of us to get involved to ensure that we create the right environment. People travel out on holidays and they walk around on grass, and as they go to countries where systems work and citizens respect the laws, they see the difference. Why can't we do that in our country? He said. He added that as part of efforts to sustain the exercise, financial clearance has been secured for the recruitment and training of some 3,500 young people who will in the coming weeks be deployed to implement the bylaws of local assemblies. This is the capital city. This is a cosmopolitan city, and we have to make sure that this works. We have clearance from Ministry of Finance. We are recruiting close to 3,500 people to be trained and deployed onto the streets to ensure strict adherence, compliance, and implementation of the bylaws, he said. Meanwhile, residents in Accra who violate the bylaws of Operation Clean Your Frontages are liable to a 6-month jail term or will be made to pay a fine. The necessary bylaws have been introduced and gazetted by the 29 assemblies in the Greater Accra region to enable the lawful implementation of the initiative. The Municipal Environmental Health Officer of Ablekuma West, Samuel Tete, said, "When you are taken to court, you are either fined or in prison or both. For cleanliness, we are looking at the fact that the whole compound is devoid of filth, particulate matter, heaps of refuse, or anything that is unsightly."
And if you've used the place, of course, you see that there has been a change. We don't know if people have come back there, but we'll still take our cameras there and we'll see what is going on at the moment. But for now, let's go back to Tema. And the Tema Archdeaconry, under the auspices of the St. Alban Anglican Church, is calling on Anglicans and non-Anglicans in the Tema community for their upcoming crusade dubbed "This Same Jesus" on the 4th and 5th February 2022. At a float that was undertaken over the weekend to create awareness in Tema, the chairman for the publicity committee, Reverend Father Julian O'Kine, stated that the crusade is targeted at bringing a lifetime transformation through an encounter with Jesus.
The float initially commenced at the St. Alban Anglican Church with members giving flyers to distribute while floating. Speaking to the TAC, President of the Anglican Young People's Association, Mr. Joseph Bokwe, he underpinned some routines they intend taking to create that massive awareness.
Now we are in Community 1. So we move to Community 1, go through Community 4, Community 7, Community 8, Community 9. Then we come back. We use the hospital road, we come to 5, go to 2, then we'll end up at the grounds that will have the crusade. Way to help, because although we've sent flyers, we've done the electronic one, yes, we've also done some on other TV stations and other local FM stations. This will help because this is more or less like a one-on-one encounter with the people in the community. So as they see, you give them the flyers, you talk to them, you create awareness. They also send a message to others. So I think it's very important that we have this work.
Giving highlights on the crusade, Chairman for the Publicity Committee, Reverend Father Julian C. O'Kine, had this to say.
Okay, this crusade, the same Jesus, is designed to create the awareness of the Anglican Church in the Tema Archdeaconry. And in line with that, we are organizing a crusade, a 2-day crusade at the Briscoe Park, Tema Community 4, just to preach the gospel to the people who live in those localities, and also to propagate the gospel to all persons in Tema. We are also looking at marketing creating the awareness of the existence of the Anglican Church in Tema. So this float is to create awareness of the crusade that is ahead of us. That will be on the 4th and 5th of next month, February, so that we will invite people as well to this crusade. We are looking at inviting other church members or even non-Christians to join us. That's the reason why we are going on the float, to invite all manner of persons or to join us at the day of the crusade.
Some of the speakers selected for the two-day crusade, he said, includes the Suffragan Bishop.
This program, the speaker for the crusade is Reverend Father Benjamin Ayiteokan, and it's under the auspices of the Suffragan Bishop of Tema, the Right Reverend George Kote Nikwe, and also the Archdeacon of Tema, Venerable Samuel Ansinade. They are the key engineers of this crusade.
Joining voices, a section of them in an interview made a call to all and sundry to endeavor to be part of the two-day crusade.
Expecting that after this we'll create enough awareness so that it will be Jesus for Tema. Like on that day we'll have massive crowd, not just come and see, not just come and participate, but come and have an encounter with Christ.
We expect that all people will join us on the day of the crusade on the 4th and 5th at the Prisco Park on Tema from 6 p.m. each day as we all experience the power of God.
I'm hoping that this will keep up the Anglican community in Tema here. Most of them have gone to sleep. So I'm sure with this, as they see we going, I'm sure people will even join as we go along. And maybe we'll lift up the Anglican community in Tema here.
Asking all people from Tema and those who are watching us, wherever you are, please come for your healing. Please come for your miracles. God is ready to speak to you. God is ready to answer all your prayers, and we are believing that you are going to come. And I know they are coming. And so we are asking that once they come, whatever it is on their heart, whatever they are wishing and they are going to pray for, will be granted by the grace of the Almighty God.
In the same vein, the chairman for the Publicity Committee, Reverend Father Julian C. Okine, further made this passionate call to all Anglicans.
The pioneers of this crusade, and so I believe we should have massive support coming for them so that people who are coming outside will see that indeed the Anglicans have come out in their numbers. Then they would also have that. What are you?
Oh, so I'll call on all Anglicans. I'll call on all Anglicans to join us in this crusade. Not only those in Tema, but people within the Accra Central. We invite all of you to join us at this crusade as we sell our church and as we propagate the gospel of Christ to the whole world.
And so the St. Alban Anglican Church is calling on all Anglicans and individuals here in Tema for the upcoming crusade dab this same Jesus on the 4th and 5th February 2022 for a lifetime transformation. For Adoa TV News, my name is Mary Gorton. And we'll cross over to Circle to find out what is the situation like after the operation that was carried out since morning. And my colleague Wilson is stationed there at the moment. We'll be speaking to him to know what really is going on. Hello, Wilson.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello, Anas.
I can hardly hear you. But if you can hear me, it's okay. What is the
Yes, I can hear you.
at the moment?
Okay, so Anas, currently, if you know Kwame Nkrumah Circle very well, it's a place characterized by a lot of traffic. Today, there's no traffic here. The vehicular traffic is moving, and human traffic is literally non-existent here at the Kwame Nkrumah Circle. And also, car has been restored one way or the other, as before, the agitated traders are no more, and most of them have evacuated peacefully to their various homes. And so, as I said earlier, the Kwame Nkrumah circle today, the pavements are free of traders, and vehicular traffic is moving very, very, very well.
Then obviously it is to say that the presence of the traders there was actually the main reason why there was heavy traffic on these parts of the Kwame Nkrumah circle. But any agitations from traders, are they still lingering around? Are they saying anything?
Well, I go here around 5:30, and then I tried conducting one or two interviews, but I was met with a lot of heat. As according to the traders, 2 or 3 weeks ago, one media house came around and took footages of their current situation, and they believe that it is at the back of that the regional minister is evacuating them, which between you and I, we know that is not the reason.
So they are actually faulting the particular media house for starting this kind of activity.
Yes, please.
Okay.
And so they do not want to speak to the media. However, I was able to speak to one or two of them off the record, and they told me that they believe that the move by the regional minister is a very, very good one. However, with the hardship that is going on in the country, they believe that if this came, the notice came a bit earlier, or additional provisions were made for them before the evacuation, would have made things easier on them. But some of them are in support, even though they have been evacuated. But majority of them are very, very, very much agitated.
They are asking for the minister to have told them earlier. Of course, they would still demand that they give them another place, and I don't know where. And we even know that most of them have sheds, and also others have shops inside the major markets. But because people are really patronizing, that is why we see them on the streets. It makes it very easier to contact or come into contact with their target audiences before they even get inside the market. But a friend was saying that they hope it doesn't become a 9-day wonder, because I used that today and I was amazed at how the place was very neat. You could see the human beings, you could see the pavements clear, no umbrellas, whatever, no tables and sheds anywhere. I think that if this continues, well, it's going to help us. And like you said, it's eased up traffic, vehicular traffic in that particular area. You know, Circle hasn't been too friendly with traffic and then human traffic.
Yes, that is so true. So, Anna, let me just add up. Like you rightly said, if you bought through Circle today, you realize that there have been great changes. There have been great changes with regards to the pavement and all of that. And something is happening rather interesting. For a very, very long time, I've been using the Circle route. And the circle where the Kwame Nkrumah statue is situated with the fountain and all of that has not been working for a very long while now. But for one funny reason, today all the lights and it's working, the fountain is flowing, yes, and so that is a clear indication that Accra will soon be like Dubai.
Of course, that is meant to be when it was commissioned. Anyway, Wilson, thank you very much. Thanks for the information.
But before I leave you, like always, this is Ghana. It is. You always have one or two recalcitrant ones.
Of course.
But the video I sent you, realized that I wasn't able to even focus the video because, as I told you earlier on, the traders are agitated, and so any sort of media coverage might spike some sort of anger. And so I was able to maneuver my way to the video. As you can see in the video, some recalcitrant traders have been able to set up again tonight, and they are selling. Buying and selling is ongoing. Traders on the pavement. And you know the magic that is happening here. If you went through Circle today, you realize that there's this barricade that the assembly has made around the pavement with wire gauze around it.
Yeah.
Some traders have had the audacity to hang their wares on the wire gauze and they're selling.
But is that not the day at Kwame Nkrumah Circle? That's what they do.
Well, so yes, you know, you would have a lot of recalcitrant ones. And so I think the task force should also look at coming here in the evenings and then making sure that the set taxes the tangent they went on in the day shall equally be adhered to in the evening.
All right. Thank you very much, Wilson. I hope that from what you're saying, people do not go back to their old ways and it doesn't become a 9-day wonder. We can all help make Accra the cleanest city and also make Accra work again, according to the regional minister. That was my colleague.
That is very true.
Yeah, that was my colleague, Emmanuel Wilson, reporting live from Kwame Nkrumah Circle on the situation after this morning's operation, clean your frontage. And I said I used the place and I couldn't even identify any spots belonging to a particular trader. It means they have done some good work. I hope they do not come back. On that note, we'll go for a quick turn. We'll come back to some business stories. Don't go away.
Welcome aboard the safest airline in Africa. With industry-leading safety measures to protect your well-being. The first in Africa to earn a diamond standard of safety. Offering a more contactless, safe, and seamless experience. Delivered with a smile by Africa's first fully vaccinated crew. Creating special memories that bring the joy back to flying, so you can continue making memories with your loved ones. Book your flight with Rwandair today. Rwandair, the safest airline in Africa.
Rwandair, fly the dream of Africa.
CB will make up now. Marco, correct. Why your best mankasa? That's it. Who anyone? Oh, middle. You captures back on CB men capsules. You see, CB men capsules and America.
Yeah, you see men and women's capsules now. You name the dada. And one year packaging I had a
wow! What a packaging! CB men, any CB women capsules, no packaging is out. And you also no more any bias and wapper don't pay it.
Share a painful, any about town, Mount Quadano for any Quadano and come home.
Susanna, Ghana man, Tamasi.
Dodo Afre 0247 111671 and 0246 578 750. FDA aji ededin kato yatu.
Blue City is a manufacturer and supplier of high-quality fashion accessories. We design and make quality bow ties, flying ties, lapel pins, ladies' brooches, fabric necklaces, African wares, and so much more for your weddings, schools, institutions, bands, choir, singing groups, individuals, and so many more. We use both African prints and foreign fabrics to make your beautiful accessories for you. Oh yeah! Contact us via call or WhatsApp or SMS on 0240-926-564. Locate us at Odoko Official Town opposite Emils Preparatory School. Check us out on social media, Facebook and Instagram at Blue City Fashion. Blue City, creativity and style.
Welcome back from the break to the business segment, and the Bank of Ghana has revealed that banks in Ghana recorded a 7.4 billion cedis profits before tax in 2021 as compared to the 6.1 million cedis recorded in 2020.
The Monetary Policy Committee reported that net interest income grew by 14.5% to 12.8 billion cedis, lower than the growth of 20.9% recorded a year ago, which is partly due to the decline in interest rates. Net fees and commissions, however, recorded a 24.8% growth to 2.9 billion cedis compared to the 5.0% growth last year, reflecting a continued recovery in trade finance related and other businesses of banks. This performance resulted in a 14.6% growth in total operating income to 17.4 billion cedis compared to 17.9% growth last year. Operating costs increased by 14.2%, higher than the 8.2% growth for the same period in 2020. However, loan loss provision contracted by 4.7% as at the end of December 2021 from the 28.0% growth recorded a year ago. This follows the reversal of over provisioning at the height of the pandemic in 2020. The Bank of Ghana also said the performance of the banking sector in 2021 pointed to sustained growth in assets, deposits, and investments alongside improvements in the financial soundness indicators. The industry remained solvent with the average industry capital adequacy ratio of 19.6%, well above the 11.5% regulatory minimum threshold.
Now, the National Petroleum Authority has indicated its decision to restore the price stabilization and recovery levies on petrol, diesel, and liquefied petroleum gas products effective today, February 1, 2022. President Akufo-Addo had directed the NPA to extend the removal of the price stabilization and recovery levies on petrol, diesel, and LPG to the end of January.
The NPA, in a statement, informed all oil marketing companies and LPG marketing companies that effective February 1, 2022, the price stabilization and recovery levies on petrol, diesel, and LPG will be fully restored. The restored PSRL is 16 pesos per litre on petrol, 14 pesos per litre on diesel, and 14 pesos per kilogram on LPG. But according to the NPA, the zeroing of the PSRL cannot be extended any further because it remains the source of revenue for the payment of the subsidies on premix fuel and residual fuel oil. The NPA added that an attempt to extend the suspension of PSRL further would negatively affect the payment of subsidies to the suppliers of these products and threaten their continuous supply to customers.
And that is it for business. You can also find more news on our website on www.adonewsonline.com. And coming up in sports, Hatterfield confirms signing of Dennis Costa. I'll bring you detail of this and some others in the AFCON for hockey.
City is a manufacturer and supplier of high-quality fashion accessories. We design and make quality bow ties, flying ties, lapel pins, ladies' brooches, fabric necklaces, African wares, and so much more for your weddings, schools, institutions, bands, choir, singing groups, individuals, and so many more. We use both African prints and foreign fabrics to make your beautiful accessories for you. Oh yeah! Contact us via call or WhatsApp or SMS on 0240 926 564. Locate us at Odoko Official Town opposite Emils Preparatory School. Check us out on social media, Facebook and Instagram at Blue City Fashion. Blue City, creativity and style.
Water, but when I take your map, and that's all I order. The rag you are fire.
Malaria and tea. Papa, you are yet more bono.
What you have to figure.
Malaria, therefore, yaw. Enti awo, ashrin the customers. When you say, Mammy, I am smart. Upper CB Malakio, a man buyer or the eco school. Share, say a Janisi berry market ni malaria and tea. I want to mean.
And now Emma will be around to walk. So we have malaria test. Maybe more. And try better one. And the CB Malakio. You didn't know. And now kick out one as soon as I CB Malakio. And no way so there. And I don't grow. And yet that shit.
A drawing your ma appeal for. About a woman for. Any quada won't in fear.
Susiana. What would you with me?
FD Ashesha sa a jedi and crato you mu adia to Musa again.
Welcome back to sports. Ghanaian giants the Accra Hearts of Oak have announced that they have completed the signing of experienced defender Dennis Kosa. The Phobians over the last few weeks have been linked with a move to sign the highly rated versatile player from relegated Ebusia Dwarfs. Finally, after completing the paperwork for the signing of Dennis Kosa, Hearts of Oak has today, through a post on the official Twitter page, welcomed the player.
Former Ebusia Dwarfs captain Dennis Kosa has completed a move to Accra Hearts of Oak in the ongoing transfer window with the Phobians. The 25-year-old left-back has finally put pen to paper to sign a 3-year deal with the Phobians. The deal was signed on Wednesday. Kosa over the years has excelled on the local scene where he had given his all to Ebusia Dwarfs, who suffered relegation last season. The Ebusia Dwarfs left back was one of the outstanding players past season in the Ghana Premier League. Kosa's performances earned him a call-up to the Black Stars B for the friendly game against Uzbekistan. Kosa is expected to fill the void left by Congolese defender Radi Ovuka, who left the club in the course of the current campaign to join America's side of New Mexico United. He will, however, have to justify himself as to why Coach Samuel Baddoo must make him a preferred starter ahead of William Denchi, who has been playing the role since the departure of Ovuka.
Technical handlers of the national male and female hockey team, Black Sticks, have rejected a $28 per diem from the Ghana Hockey Association. Ghana hosted in the Hockey Africa Cup of Nations from January 17 to January 23rd, and the female team won silver, while the men failed to make it to the medal zone.
For the Hockey AFCON 2022 tournament, it was agreed that each player would be given an amount of $100,000 a day for 10 days, making a total of $1,000 for the entire competition period. However, in a meeting with the technical team and representatives of Ghana Hockey Association, led by its Secretary General, Mr. Frederick Lai, they presented an amount of $28 for each player instead of the $100,000 initially agreed. Per report, it did not go down well with the technical team and therefore the money was rejected. Meanwhile, players of the national hockey team were given a cash amount of 900,000 Ghana cedis prior to their departure from the Kansai Executive Lodge where the team stayed during the tournament. The said amount was tagged training allowance and transportation for over a month camping at the Theodosia Oko Hockey Hostel before moving to the lodge. The team is already owed their per diems and medal bonuses since 2019 after competing in the 12th African Games and winning medals for the country. Rabat in Morocco hosted the 2019 edition of the Africa Games, but because they did not have a hockey facility, the hockey event was held in South Africa, which led to the hockey team being treated differently from the Team Ghana contingent that went to Rabat for the games. All athletes who participated in the competition had their per diems and medal bonuses paid except the hockey team. Several promises and assurances have been given by the National Sports Authority headed by Professor Peter Chumesi, but none of these promises have been fulfilled. The 11th edition of the Africa Cups of Nations tournament ended with South Africa and Egypt male teams emerging as the two best on the African continent. Ghana is yet to win the competition in about 4 decades. The South Africa men's team have now qualified for the World Cup in Wakela, India, which kicks off in January 2023, while their female counterparts will also represent the continent in Terrassa, Spain, and Amsterdam, the Netherlands, from July 1 to July.
Hearts of Oak are just one place away from breaking into the top 4 of the Ghana Premier League standings following a narrow 1-0 win against King Faisal on Sunday. League leaders Asante Kotoko scored 2 first-half goals to beat Great Olympics 2-0 to preserve their lead in the Ghana Premier League.
Accra Hearts of Oak grabbed a 1-0 win against King Faisal at the Accra Sports Stadium on Sunday. Kojo Oben Jr. was the hero of the day as his 24th minute strike gave the Phobians all the 3 points in a game of few chances that saw both sides struggle to create openings. Oben Jr. got on the end of a lovely ball from Mohamed Hassan as the forward controlled before the smashing home from distance for the only goal of the match. Head coach Samuel Baddoo in the post-match interview said, "Heart of Oak are struggling, but these boys will still push for the title."
Both teams is very good game, as you can witness. The King Faisal is not a small team as at now. They are on their peak. And Hearts of Oak, we are struggling, and I believe that we need to push harder. And the battle is race, but not marathon. So we are still on course. In football, when you get the chances and you misuse it, and opponents get that opportunity, you use to punish you. But it's good that the players they play well. They are well composed with at the back and at the middle. So I believe that we have a lot of work to do. Play is a motivator. He's a good guy. The day that I saw him, how he advised the boys, it was amazing. So I believe that if Sule will join the team, I think things will change.
The Porcupine Warriors took the lead through Cameroonian import Mbella in the 9th minute from a spot kick after he was brought down inside the box by Great Olympics defender Ebenezer Sechere. Asante Kotoko doubled the advantage in the 34th minute after Olympics goalkeeper Stephen Kweku failed to save a close-range effort which hit his head before going in for the second goal. The win helps Asante Kotoko to an 8th match unbeaten run and a 9-point gap at the top of the table after 14 matches. Prosper Nate Ogum after the game said Great Olympics made the game difficult for them.
They were a very good side. They were tactically strong. As I told you, they were very compact in the middle of the park. They created a lot of overload. That made it very difficult for us. sometimes even to play the ball. So they didn't make it easy, but rather they came in stronger, tougher, and better, and that brought the best out of us. I think the secret is that they are focused, they are very obedient, they are very humble, they are very hardworking. Sometimes, even if you want to give them some days off for them to recover fully, they disagree. Sometimes I have to negotiate with them to let them understand why they have to rest. To them, they have come to Ghana to make it and make it big. That's why they are here. So I think their sense of humility, their sense of obedience, and the spirit of hard work that is in them, that is bringing out the best in them.
The remaining results of the GPL Week 15 are Sante Kotoko 2, Great Olympic 0, Adriana Stars 0, Bechem United 1, Heart of Oak 1, King Faisal 0, Brekum Chelsea 3, Accra Lions 1, Wafa SC 1, Bibiani Gold Stars 0, Ashanti Gold SC 2, Dreams FC 1, Legon Cities 3, 11 Wonders 0, RTU FC 1, Karela United 0, Mediama SC 1, and Elmina Sharks 0.
Right back with entertainment news. Just stay with us. Now in entertainment, innovative brothers Elisha Boy and Kelvin Bill are earning a living out of waste, as others see it as rubbish. For these two brothers, it's a treasure. They make clothes out of plastics in a bid to save the environment. They believe this will help reduce the plastic waste menace in the country. Isaac Otu spent time with them and has come through with this report.
Indiscriminate disposal of plastic waste is a major environmental problem in many developing countries, of which Ghana is not an exception. There have been several interventions to mitigate the plastic waste menace in this country. One of the biggest challenges that have engaged the attention of policymakers, stakeholders, politicians, and even governments is how best we could manage our plastic waste. Meet Elisha Boy and Kelvin Bill. For others, it's waste. But for these innovative brothers, it's a treasure as they earn a living from plastic waste. They pick rubbers discarded at the markets and upcycle them into clothes. With 5 years experience as operators of Boy and Bill Fashion, these two brothers, 2 years ago, decided to go on a tangent from the regular designs in a bid to save our environment, as the debate on whether or not to ban plastics got heated. And that was when the idea of upcycle of plastics into fashion came in mind.
I realized that, oh, when I go to Accra in the market, there are a whole lot of plastic waste, rubbers in the streets and all over. And we can actually pick them and bring them home and transform them into something great. So we officially kicked off the project, and every week when I go to the market, I pick most of the rubbers that they would throw away. And I also have some stores that I talk to for them to keep their rubbers for me. The response has been amazing. It feels like we've been doing it for like 5 years or 10 years. At first, when we started, I thought this was too radical. People were like, who is going to wear this? They are rubbers. Like, who is going to take it in this hot sun and a whole lot? But the response from the masses and the public has been amazing. People take our clothes for music video shoots, for photo shoots, and yeah, a whole lot. So it's been amazing.
Not only do they use rubbers, but also in mirrors. One of the major environmental hazards confronting the country today is management of plastic waste. As of 2017, the United Nations Development Programme (UNDP) stated that Ghana produces 1.7 million tons of plastics annually. Sometime in 2019, government was contemplating on whether or not to ban plastics in Ghana. But for Elisha Boy, a total ban is just not practical, as rubber plays an important role in one's daily activities.
I don't know about a total ban, but I feel like it can be reduced, maybe the number of imports and stuff, because plastic is still useful. Aside, I mean, I always say that this project, one of our goals is to put the plastic waste to use and make use of it so much that there will be value for it. The reason why people dump these rubbers and stuff is because there's no use after its primary use. That is, if you buy something from the shop and they use it to like serve you or something, or put your package stuff, after that there's no use. But if we put this into use and other people also see and also put their stuff, like other people get encouraged with the project we are doing and also start putting plastic waste to use, and this one start putting plastic, and a whole lot of people start doing that, it will get to a point where there will be so much value for it that people cannot afford to dump it. So I believe in they reducing maybe the import or something, but a total ban, I don't really, because rubbers are still useful.
For Calvin, Bill,
you just have to be careful because just one mistake can spoil the whole project. It's a bit risky, but thank God we're able to like come out with like good designs and stuff.
about 34 African countries, including Kenya, Rwanda, Uganda, Senegal, have been bold enough to ban plastics. Elisha Boy believes Boy and Bill Fashion can do more.
As far as there are going to be plastics, and plastic is not going to be banned anytime soon, we're still going to continue with this idea. And we're going to exploit more. We're going to create more clothes with it. We're going to blend it in with regular materials. We're going to make it as wearable as possible.
According to the Waste Aid UK, the Sustainable Development Goals by 2030 cannot be achieved unless waste management is addressed as a priority. Isaac Otu, Fradwa News, Accra.
Interesting, and you can find details of that on our website on www.adwanewsonline.com. Also on YouTube, Adoa TV GH, and Facebook, Adoa TV Ghana. That's it for tonight's bulletin. Before we go, a recap of our top stories. Today, the Greater Accra Regional Minister, Honorable Henry Korte, as promised, has commenced the Operation Clean Your Frontage initiative, and as usual, the operation has come under intense attack by affected persons. Now, Majority Leader Honorable Sechi Mensah Bonsu says as the heat for the passage of the now controversial e-levy brews, as majority will stand with the Republic if the minority chooses to stand with the public. And now in business, the Central Bank of Ghana has revealed that the country recorded a profit of 7.4 billion cedis profit before tax in 2021 alone as compared to 2020. And finally, in sports, the Ghana hockey team has rejected their per diem of $28 as, according to them, the association agreed on $100 before the hockey AFCON. And we call it a night on the bulletin at 6 p.m. My name is Anastasia Baddoo. See you tomorrow. Do have a good evening.